Hello everybody, happy Monday, happy Mompreneur Monday. This is Sharice in Chicago. If you don't know, I do a Mompreneur every Monday and Mompreneur Nation Monday every Monday. Although last week I wasn't here because I had some medical issues, and so I had to take the week off, and it was actually very hard for me to do that. But I'm back again, and I am so excited. I've actually had this storytelling to convert ready for about 3 weeks, and I believe that because it took me so long to be able to get on here and share with you guys, it's going to help a lot of people, because I just believe that when something is good, there are going to be barriers, because the enemy does not want us to succeed. And so here we are today, and it is going to take us to the next level in our businesses and to be able to relate to other people. I am Sharice in Chicago. I like to call myself your resident backhoe. So instead of using a shovel, you can get one of those big old caterpillars, and I just dig out all the knowledge for us and share and give resources, so you're able to dig some more and just kind of create some shortcuts. I just want to help as many women as I can create and live the life that they are supposed to. Let's see. Like I said, this week we are going to talk about storytelling. I have my notes. I actually created this 2 or 3 weeks ago, storytelling to convert, and a little brain dump map printable for us. Always printer friendly, just like the habit tracker. And guys, I have to check in. Have you printed off your habit tracker, and have you been checking off your habits? I gotta be honest, last week was not a good week for me. I did get some things done, but I really was not focused on it. So if you don't know, we were expecting and we lost our baby last week, and I just took the week off. It's been a hard week, but I am someone that needs to keep going. I don't want to just kind of sit in my grief. So I had to get going. And if you don't know this, most of my, if I am planning the week, I always start on Monday, because I feel like Mondays are a fresh start. I believe that every day you can start anything any day, but Mondays are the best for me. I went to school for a lot of years. I went like 5 to 27 or 28. So I had a lot of years, 22 years of schooling, and every week started on Monday, and it's just ingrained into me. Sundays are the weekend, not the first day of the week, but I'm trying to live a life where every day is a weekend, but Mondays are when a fresh start starts for me, and today is Monday. That's why I love to do Mompreneur Mondays, Mompreneur Nation Mondays, because when we're planning our weeks, we can just get 1 o'clock, we have our lunch, and maybe our Monday mornings aren't great, but Monday afternoon, we can just keep on going. I believe it. So that's why we have it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And let me know if 1 o'clock actually works for you, because I have even considered going earlier in the morning or even in the evening. I also like Mom Care Mondays. So Monday night is a good day for a face mask for me. Every Monday, like Monday evenings are my least busy, and I love it. I love it. Let me know, are Monday evenings, Monday mornings, are Monday mornings, Monday afternoons like we're doing, or Monday evenings best for you? Because all will work for me. Let's see. Oh, have you been doing your habit tracker? Mine hasn't been great, but you know what? We're only 10 days into the brand new year. And so you can start anytime. The tracker, it starts, it doesn't start on a Monday or a Tuesday or anything. It just starts You're gonna hear my doorbell go off. It starts on a 1. So any day we just cross out the rest of it, and we cross out 1 through 10 and keep on going. So day 10. Actually, today is the 11th. Today is the 11th. So I guess we are starting on a 1. We're starting on 1, 1, 1. Up to you guys, however you want to do it. Like I said, last week was not a great week for us. So we keep going, right? Because if we stop, we'll never start again. I hope that is not true. If we stop, we can start anytime. But once we get our momentum started, we can keep going, because what's in motion will stay in motion unless something of equal or opposite force will stop us. And we have more force because we have brain power and we are making the choice to be motivated. Anyhow, back to storytelling. Today, I am excited to share storytelling with you. I will be honest, storytelling is not one of my best suits. One of my best strengths. I love facts. I love figures. I want to know all the stats. I'm stats driven, but we're in the business of helping others. And me personally, I am aware that people connect with stories more than they connect with facts and figures. For me, when I started my business, I went straight for numbers, and it was how many businesses succeed, how many people are in this business, how many people have started and stopped, just to see what the ratios. What are the ratios? But most people, they want to know, why did you start your business? How has it helped you? How is it going to help me? Is this right for me? And having stories to be able to connect with people and create empathy, that is why we storytell. So for me to help more people, I have to do better myself. And to do better, I have to learn a new skill. And one of my favorite, I love to learn. Like I said, I was in school for 22 years. I am very good at it. So, and I believe we should always be learning. It's not just you don't have to go to school. Most of the books that I read are personal development books. And I actually have one to share with you today. Because I just always want to be evolving, learning something new, helping more people so they can learn too. I believe everyone wants to become the best person they can be, and a lot of people do that through self-development. Anyhow, so what I'm learning right now is storytelling, and storytelling is it's fun because it helps us connect with other people. Let's see, I have some notes, and I am very kind of rabbit hole-y today, like looking for, not rabbit holes, rabbit trail-y. So I'm trying to stay on track. So I will be looking at my notes quite a bit today. We storytell because we want to create the connection. We want to create a foundation for our relationships, for people to get to know us and to decide if they like us, and so they can trust us. I cannot believe I forgot trust, because I say it all the time. Know, like, trust, KLT. We want people to know, like, and trust us. And whenever people believe they can trust us, that's when they begin to convert. So we're telling stories to convert. We want them to become followers. We want them to become paying customers, and we want our audience to eventually, depending on why you're here. A lot of people have liked my page, Sharice in Chicago, because they are in direct sales. That's on purpose. I'm also in direct sales, but we want them to become a team member, or we want them to become a regular customer of ours. And that is why we create the know, like, and trust. And whenever we we start storytelling and we have that foundation of trust and the relationship, it really helps us to begin having relatability. That's when people begin to say, oh, I've had that same problem, me too. And then once they know that we are alike in our problems, that's when we can help them solve the same problem because we've been there. So that is why we storytell. One of the things when we do begin storytelling is we don't want to overwhelm our audience. So we want to have one pain point and we want to create one solution for them. And one of my, also we storytell to create relatability and to create empathy. We want people to understand that we've been there too and that we know what it's like and we've overcome that problem, and that helps people to draw into us as storytellers, as business owners, and eventually as friends or business partners. Empathy isn't just them to us, but it's us to them. And I really want to point that out, as we're in the business of helping others, so we need to create empathy from ourselves to them to create that trust. One of my favorite Instagram follows right now, and she really has been for a couple of years now, is Maya Elois. I think I'm saying her name. Her name reads as Maya Licious, and she has told us multiple times how to say her last name, but it's probably like saying my last name. You see it, and I tell you, and it's like, wait a second, that's not how it goes. That's not how it's spelled, but that's okay. But she talks about in storytelling, because I knew that it was something I wanted to work on this year. I began to research it, and thankfully, because of cookies, she targeted me, which I love. And side note, if you would like to talk about targeting and maybe Facebook ads and how to use different tools, free tools on the internet to find your audience, let me know. Just drop a 1 if you want to know how cookies and targeting works. I love it. I tell my husband probably once a day, if he says, oh, so-and-so, I talked about this and now I have an ad for him, like, it's cookies. I love it. Anyhow, she talks about how our life is like a TV series. We have different seasons and different episodes, and our job is to pinpoint the season and the episode to relate to our audience. And whenever she said that, I absolutely immediately thought of Full House. Every episode of Full House, there is a problem. Stephanie, Michelle, or DJ, they go through some kind of growing preteen, toddler, teenage problem, and one of the uncles or their dads come in at the very end and they solve the problems for us, or they help them kind of wrap up all of their feelings and help them solve the problem so they can move on. So if we're lucky enough to have Uncle Joey help us with our problem, he's going to use an animal voice or character voice to kind of put a pin in it, put a bow on it so we can move on. And that's what our audience wants. Our audience wants to know that they're not the only person with that problem, and they want to know how to solve it. So we talk about one problem and one solution. We help our audience with it, and then we are just building on that foundation of trust so they can honestly, so they can come to us individually and we can talk to them about how they can solve their problem. And we're not really like, our problem isn't our problem is, I want to lose I don't know. I want to lose my love handles, and I don't know the exercise that I need to do to lose that love handle. And then we know that's a problem that women have. So we use the right kind of wording, and we say, I had been doing everything that I possibly could. I had a gym membership and I took out a personal trainer, but it wasn't targeting the issue that I had. But once I learned that I needed to cut out carbs, or I needed to eat more holy, holy, not Jesus holy. I love that. Anyways, I was able to target this part of my body and lose fat. And now I have more self-confidence, or now I feel better in a bathing suit. Whatever the problem is, like, whatever the problem they're having, we could have one solution for multiple problems. So we're going to just talk about one problem and one solution. So yes, maybe changing how we're eating and eating more wholly, or eating more wholly helped us to lose our love handles, but it also gave us confidence. And we're not going to talk about all the different things at one time. We're just going to talk about it at one time. We're going to talk about one problem and one solution. Okay? And another thing we want to do when we're storytelling or connecting with an audience, we cannot experience every single thing ever. And luckily, whenever we are part of a community like Sharice in Chicago or Mamapreneur Nation, we are able to identify and connect with more people. And when they share their stories with us, we're able to relate to more people. Because that is empathy. Empathy is not knowing exactly what has happened or experiencing something completely, but it's being able to relate to that story in a special way. So that is why I have this book. This book, Get Over Your Damn Self by Romy Newstant. Why do I love people, or I glean so much information from people when I can't pronounce their last name? So if I probably couldn't pronounce your last name, we should be friends and you could tell me everything, because I'll probably learn from you, but I won't be able to pronounce your last name. Anyhow, this book, as you can see, I took a lot of notes. I highlighted a lot of stuff. But Romy, in this book, I'll tell you about the book. This book is from a person in direct selling who became she became the top seller in her company. And she, like it says, it's a blueprint for building a business. So she tells every single thing that she did. And one of the things that she talked about, and it always comes to the forefront of my mind when talking about storytelling, is that she finds it imperative that we listen and learn stories of other people, because when we learn stories from other people, we're able to relate to them in a way that other people aren't. Because it creates empathy. So if we know somebody on our team who was a teacher and she wanted to create enough income so she could quit her job so she could be home with her kids, like if we know someone like that, and then we meet a teacher who has the same exact goal, then we're able to give them the resources and relate to them in that way. We didn't go through that, but we know someone who did, and that's how we create empathy and we create relationship. Because their solution, the solution to their problem is the same thing. Like the solution to their problem would be to build a business and create income that allows them to stay home and raise their children. The solution is the business. Their solution is the business. but how they got but their problem is different. Everyone has the same solution, but their problem may be different. So what leads them to our business could be different than what brought us to the business. So that is why we're creating different stories. That's why we learn different stories. Do we follow that? Our problems may lead us to a different solution. Our problems lead us to the same solution, but how we get there is different, and that is the problem, right? And am I making sense? Are we in the same church, in the same pew, right? That sounds so confusing to myself. The solution will be our business or whatever we're presenting to them. Like our solution, like right now, the problem to the solution is creating and telling a good story that's relatable. But maybe we just have different, the problem that we have in our storytelling could be different. And on the sheet, I talk about different parts of our storytelling, and I'll get to that in just a second. Today, I just want to point out one more thing, and that is community. We are creating and telling different stories to help lead people to our solution that helped us. But the solution is also in community and being able to be relatable to other people, to invite them into something that helped us. So, Mamapreneur Nation, my dream and my goal is to have a lot of different women from all different walks of life help women in one location to be able to glean information to build their businesses and to live the life that they want to live. And to do that, a community has to be a building with multiple ways in. The only way into the community is not going to be through me. The way into the community is by connecting with other women who have been able to use Mompreneur Nation or Sharice in Chicago as a place that they found help. And that's the goal, is to help a lot of people. And I think I've said that like 85 times today, but it's still true. It's the same as when I started back in October, November. My goal has always been the same, to help as many people, to help as many women as I can to get to the place that they want to be. And that is why I say this is a backhoe, and we're just digging out as much information as we can to help get you to where you want to go. And I 1000% mean that. And I am so glad that we're able to do storytelling today, because I wholeheartedly believe that it's going to help us move forward. And I also hope that you're able to pick up this book, especially if you're in direct sales. A lot of times I believe that we put direct sales in a box, but whether you're an influencer, someone in direct sales, or even if you are a digital creator, I like to say that I am, more than anything, I'm a digital creator. Like I create digital content, i.e. like these printables. I call myself a digital creator, but no matter where you are, storytelling is imperative. And if you are any of those things, you are in a business, and a business has to produce income for it to succeed. So you really have to become really good at storytelling. And like I said, I'm not the best storyteller, but I want to be better. at something, so I have to work at it. And that is why I created this brain dump of this sheet, storytelling to convert, and it's on my it'll be on my website tomorrow. ShreesenChicago.com /storytelling. So with this printable, printer-friendly printable, I do love color, but I don't like wasting the ink when I print. So that is why I just like to do like soft grays. I don't really know if that was really necessary to mention, but whatever. Three things that I put in to remember when storytelling is to pick one episode from one season of your life. Remember, we don't want to overwhelm our community, but it also helps us to really focus on who we can help. We'll help multiple people, but we're not going to be able to help multiple people with one thing. People relate differently with different things, right? Another thing that we want to do when we're storytelling is to be descriptive. One of the last things I did last year was to read a fiction book. I read Elin Hildebrand, and her name is spelled Elin, and she doesn't have a difficult last name, but her first name is a little different. So maybe it's like Charisse. Easy once you know how to pronounce it, right? She has written a different, I like to call them beach read every winter. So I think this is our 4th winter in Chicago, but every winter since the first book, I have read one of the series. It was the last one she, what do you call it? The last one was published this year, and in the series, she has like 20 plus books. Most of them are beach reads based in Nantucket, but these are based in the Caribbean. And the way she describes things and she storytells, she helps us to visualize where she is. Like, you can almost feel the sun and the sand in between your toes from when she's writing. You can feel the emotions of the characters when they're speaking to one another. And that's what we want to do whenever we're storytelling to convert. We want our audience to feel what we feel whenever we're telling a story. So we have to make it personal. We have to use numbers, like what time of day was it? What time of the year was it? Because there's a big difference from sitting in your car in June and sitting in your car in the winter. Was it so hot in your car that you couldn't breathe, and then you get bad news and it made it harder to breathe? When you think it couldn't get any harder to breathe, you got some bad news and you could hardly catch your breath. Like things like that. And then you want to describe your emotions. We want to describe our emotions because it's relatable. We want to describe our emotions because when you describe your emotions, it helps other people see and create empathy with us. So to see if they can feel the same way, if they can identify with our feelings. And that is important. That's what we want to do to create know, like, and trust. There hasn't been a single person on the internet, like, because we're internet based, there hasn't been a single person, I would even say in real life, that has told a story to me that didn't use some kind of describing characteristics to when they tell a story, especially whenever they are talking to me in person or in a video. Just the way they change their inflections in their voice, it helps us to hear how they felt. And the last thing, we want to share one problem with one solution. And to do that, that's why we need to, that's where I have to write things down. Because whenever we have a problem when we have a problem, it's easy well, when we have a solution, it's easy to list all the problems that it corrected, but that creates overwhelm. So we want to find our solution and then kind of work backwards to tell which problem that we're going to talk about. So that is why those are the top 3 things that I talk about to use to kind of brain dump before storytelling. And then the next one, and then underneath those 3 gray rectangles, that's where we are going to list it. And that's what we're going to list. So we're going to come up, first box, one of your audience's pain points. What is the problem? And in the second box, we identify the solution that we used to overcome that pain point. And then the last box, we brainstorm descriptive words to help tell our story. And I think that's probably the part that is going to take up the most space. Like always, this is free on the website, but even if you click it and you just want to use it as, not to print, but just to work it out, that's great too. My goal is not to have the most downloads. My goal is to always help other people move forward. And that is what I'd like to do. I like to find things that help me, that have helped me the most, and to relate it to myself so I am able to give it to other people. And I just feel like there wasn't a place that had something like this, so I created it for myself. And I love that. Like, I think that happens a lot. We look for something and there are just different things, and we just have to relate it to ourselves in a specific, special way. That's why I created this. That's why I create most things. Shameless plug, that's why I created the dinner guide. Like, I knew that I wanted to use dinner time as a way to relate to my family and create deeper connections. And the way I could do that was by putting all of my thoughts in one place. And when I did that and I had someone ask me for what I was using, that's when I made it cute and put it on my website. And I hope that you're able to do that too. So whether you are a digital creator, you are in direct sales or social selling, whatever you call it, or you are selling, physical products, those are, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Whatever way you're doing it, we create and we sell because it's something that we didn't find in the marketplace, right? And that is why I create and why I sell, because there were just things that I wasn't able to find in the marketplace, or there were just really great things that I wanted to share with other people. And that's why I really love social selling or direct selling, because I was looking for mentorship and I was looking for how to build a business. I think that direct sales or multi-level marketing is one of the best ways to get business experience, especially when you're building something from the ground up. No matter, whenever you direct sales, like whenever you enter direct sales, you're basically, absolutely franchising a business. Now, you're not franchising a McDonald's, because I think you have to have $1 or $2 million to even start the business, and then you have to go into, there's a lot of prep for it to even be able to start the business. But when you go into direct sales, it has a low cost startup fee. That's why there's a huge turnover, and that is why, and that is what you're doing. You're gaining access to sell something on your own website. That's just what it is. And that's why you can look and recognize why does one McDonald's succeed over another McDonald's? You know what I mean? So why does one direct selling business succeed over another person's direct selling business? It's just part of business in general. And whenever we have direct selling, it 1000% helps you prepare for any other kind of business. And if it in any other way, like boils down to anything in any other way, one of the best ways, one of the best things that direct selling does for you is it helps you to build a backbone, and it helps you to believe in yourself, because sometimes you're going to feel like no one else does, and there's only one person to do that, and it has to be you. And that is in absolute every business. I cannot tell you how many people told me not to start a blog or to not create my digital guide, and my digital guide is one of my most proud works. Like my most proud works, that's something that I've set out and I've accomplished. Like I went to college, that was a lot. I finished school, that was a lot. There were a lot of things that came against me in the time I was finishing school. But to build something from scratch, like a dinner guide, when you write the recipes, you take the photos, you assemble them, you do the marketing, and you do all that stuff, that is such a total heart. Like, if I can do this, I can do anything. It builds your confidence. And I built that while starting my direct selling business, and I would tell you they went hand in hand. So if you are looking for a place to build your backbone and to get some real business knowledge and help, please please message me, because that is a wonderful thing to get started in, especially if you don't know where to start. Like, you know that you want to build something, but you don't know what you want to build yet. Starting in direct sales is a good way to help you find what you're interested in. You get a coach who's there to help you lock arms and keep going. And even if you're not looking for direct sales, and maybe you just want to throw some ideas off someone, love that. I love it. I love looking on social media and seeing how people are building their businesses, because social media is a wonderful place to build a business where you're able to find what you really love and build upon it. Like, if you love fashion and you want to be a fashion influencer, it's a wonderful place to start and try to build something out of it. The same with food, your home, something that I'm really interested in right now. I would say in the new year, something that my husband and I are both very interested in is just home improvement stuff, like doing it yourself, not having a contractor. It makes me a little nervous to put holes in our walls to build something, but I believe that we can do it. And whenever someone is online and they're showing that you can, sorry, something else happened. Anyways, so sorry. We will be having every other Monday. We will be meeting and talking all things business, business building, and continuing to go and build the business, build your business, whether it is with us or not. It's a discovery group, so if you're just kind of interested in what I do, I'd love to have you a part of our Monday night, our Monday evening. Just shoot me a message so I know that you're interested in, or you can just leave a 2, because 1 is going to let us, is going to tell me something completely different. A 2 is going to let me know that you are interested in being a part of the women's locking arms group. Let's see. And like I said, that is my clue to get off of here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this Monday. I will see you next week. last thing. I always do this. Last thing every single week, and then I add 3 more things. The very last thing is this month I'm reading The Lazy Genius, and next week I have to finish the book. I'm about 3/4 of the way done. I'm going to finish the book this week, and I'm going to do a review on it next week. But, girlfriend, the first chapter, she says something to the effect of, if you like having a clean house, but you feel you're judged because you like having a clean house, then clean your house. It doesn't matter. Do other people live there? No. Just do what works for you in the space that you love. And it was like, boop. That's my kind of book. So I will be doing a review of it next week, and I think that you will love it. It was recommended from Maya, I'm just going to pronounce her name incorrectly, Maya Licious, her sister, the Maddie James. Absolutely love her. I've shared her stuff like multiple times. It was a recommendation from her, and it is just as good as she said, maybe better. Anyhow, I will talk to you next week. Please keep in touch with your habit trackers. I can't wait to look the last week of the month, the last Monday of the month, which is actually in 2 weeks. We will be going over that and seeing how we did, because we have to be accountability partners. I need an accountability partner. We will be doing that. Next week we are going to talk about the book, The Lazy Genius, and don't forget to grab your storytelling to convert printable, printer-free, printable, printer-friendly, printable. It will be listed underneath this live, and I'll also do a single post for it, because y'all girlfriends, we are going to storytell for our lives, and we are going to have a great time doing it. I believe it. It's going to help us get to where we need to get. I think that's true too. And I am so glad that we were able to do this Monday. No more things, except I will see you next Monday. Have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to hear from you.